Well, I know I have a reputation for, quote, hating Nora, and I got, like, oh my God, there was so much that was, like, very questionable throughout this whole thing. So many questionable things. But she really did herself no favors because, oh my Lord. Obviously, you guys are more interested in the main DOA back and forth with her. And there's a lot there, I'll say that. She's never... You can make so much content from her. I'll give her that much. Like, the early part was just about queer politics, Trump, fascism. And although I'm more on the left than on the right, I got to be honest, I'm like, you're really not doing a good case for your side at all. But then, of course, it had to turn back to her. And there were so many moments of cringe and stupidity and insanity. But one of them was out there where I'll give her this much. She was, it could be a lot higher number. So I already did a video on this where Nora was rebranding the channel, which by interviewing DOA is kind of like, she's not rebranding, but whatever. So she's going into this whole rant and rave about how Scott is hiding his videos, right? And then someone asked, well, wait, what about you? Didn't you private your own videos? And she's like, yeah, I privated over 100 videos. Over 100 videos. Okay, so this is just a basic problem with Nora, that she's a liar and a hypocrite and a moron. So whenever she gets righteous about anything, people can easily point out, well, you did the same thing and you did it a lot worse. So why are you getting upset? Why are you getting upset at all? Like, what is your issue? What is your issue at all? Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah. That's a lot of videos. And even Nora had to pause saying, okay, because there was a large part of this was her conspiracy theory about, oh, you're hiding and destroying the evidence. But I'm downloading it, Scott. I'm a hunter. I'm Nora, yada, 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 yada. And they're like, wait a minute. But didn't you do the exact same thing? Didn't you do something similar? And she was like, yeah, over 100 videos. And her explanation was so deceptive on so many levels. So I'm going to try to recreate. And it was just like, I was just shaking my head. So he's like, well, some of this like 6 hours of drama. It wasn't good for my mental health. And, it got me views, 20,000, 30,000 views. I don't think it reached that high. Some of the videos did do pretty well. Like they did get like 10,000 views or something, which on YouTube does add up. I mean, believe me, if you get even a couple of 10,000 videos, like 10,000 10K, that does add up. That's another thing I don't like her for. She's really deceptive, saying, guys, I'm so poor. Oh no, those hate Aaron videos, she was cashing out. She was cashing out big time. This isn't the first time either, because for those trying to be a Nora historian, which I don't want to do, and believe me, I am not obsessed with Nora. I don't care about Nora. Originally, I was actually going to do a big thing about comparing her to Taylor Swift and Michael Jackson. I'm still going to do that. But I'm like, and this was not even part of that original idea, but I would have to say this. Like, with talented people, I can understand. I can understand the Taylor Swift cult. I can understand the Michael Jackson cult. I cannot understand the Nora cult. This person is radically not talented. But anyway, for those who didn't keep up, this was under the old title. She actually took away a lot of the Aaron videos. And she did this whole spiel too, saying, oh guys, I'm turning over a new leaf. There's no more hatred here for Aaron. No. And I'm trying to be as precise as possible. I think then the Jenna incident happened earlier this year, and then boom, she went back into doing, hours and hours and hours about Jenna. And then the rebranding happened, where it's now True Crime with Nora McDonald. The Red Badger, as I lovingly, well, not lovingly, I'm being, so that's the reason the videos went away, guys. Guys, it was just 6 hours of trauma, revisiting my trauma, and I just, I gave up all that money, but they had to go away. Right. Right. Okay. Being more honest is that in these really stupid videos, she was just telling a lot of lies. She was telling a lot of lies. And I'm going to be humble here. It wasn't just me, Zero Dark Tony, Streams of Justice, Justiceness, SOJ, Alonzo, and other people were fact checking her and saying, well, wait, some of this is fine, but these large parts here, that's not what happened. Or these events did not happen the way you're narrating. You're really skewing things. And let me be very clear. I'm not even necessarily a fan of some of these people that she was attacking. Like, they've been very nasty and brutal to me. But she was just gaslighting her audience. I'm like, that's just not what happened. That's not what happened at all. So those videos had to go away again because she's reconstructing history again, where she's the complete victim. Or don't call her a victim, guys. She's now a survivor or casualty or who cares? So Nora just keeps doing this over and over again. What I find amusing is, and again, I forget the exact one, but she was whining about saying, why are people lying about me? Nora, no, people are not lying about you. That's the problem. When people say you're a liar, you're a moronic hypocrite, you're fat, ugly, and stupid, you're gaslighting, you're a grifter, you're stealing, you're a bully, you're narcissistic, you're fascistic. You go through the list. You're not a real activist. You're lazy. You go through the list. That's not a lie. That's the truth. The problem is you can't handle the truth, to quote the Tom Cruise movie. So, but I will give her this. She did pause. Like, oh, yeah, I'm privating the videos too. Maybe you're a lot more like Scott or Aaron than you want to admit. And she could have just told the truth, saying, okay, guys, listen, it's a grift. It's a cult. Okay? Right? You want to stay, you want to stay. You want to leave, you want to leave. All right? That's what I'm doing here. It's a grift and it's a cult. All right? Let's move on. But no, she's like, it was just hours and hours. It wasn't good for my health. I had to think about my mental health. And I was just like, I'm going to take it more serious. And I'm like, and even that made no sense at all. So she's like, she's like, I awoke and I'm a victim and I need to be treated sensitively. So the last couple of months, you were not really a victim or you were not taking seriously your victimhood. Like what? None of that made any sense. None of that made any sense. She's been out of Scientology for decades. And she's like, I've just been taking years and years with my trauma and recovering. So last year she played a clown show, which is what I told people. I says, yeah, that wasn't really serious. No, I'm going to be more serious. That's why I'm privating all those videos. So those videos where you were upholding or taking Aaron to task about his abuse of Jenna, that was a joke video. That wasn't really a serious video, guys. That wasn't really serious. I'm going to be more serious now. Right. Or maybe in those videos you slipped up a couple times and told the truth. And it's like, wait a minute. That's not what you said before. It's like, oh, whoops. That's going to go away now. Right. Well, meanwhile, I think like when you private 100 videos and she's criticizing Scott for privating his videos, normal people say, oh, you're kind of like a liar and hypocrite. But no. See, in the Nora cult, Nora is just guarding her mental health. She's moving on. She's moving forward into the future. You're looking at the byways. You're not looking at the highways. We're entering the golden tech era of Nora and the new Scientologies, which is not Scientologies. Right. So to all the people saying, you're just a hater. No, I don't hate her enough. I mean, if I really cared, I'd be like, yeah, the 100 videos, 100 plus videos, they just went away. Yeah. Right. Or no, she's just hiding a lot of lies. And those lies are getting exposed. They've been exposed. And she just doesn't want to be exposed anymore, even though she keeps lying. I guess my recommendation to her, to Nora, would be stop lying all the time. Maybe try that for 2 seconds.